Hello, welcome to BFS Wargaming. So we're here with another video. This time we're taking a look at the Chaos Armies. So if you're new to 40k and you're looking at starting an army, this is a video just basically talking through, just giving you a little overview on each army, a little flavour from each army. So we've already done the Imperium, so that should be out already, so you can go and take a look at that. And now we're moving on to the Chaos Armies. Okay, so each army is under a sort of bracket, if you like. So you've got the Imperium, loads of armies under the Imperium, armies under Chaos, and then armies under Xenos. Okay, so this video is all about the Chaos Armies. So we're going to start off with the Chaos Demons Codex. Okay, so this is a bit of a different codex in the fact that it's sort of 4 armies in one codex. But you can play them together. Okay, so we're going to start off and we're going to talk about Nurgle Demons. Now, Nurgle Demons are very resilient. That is their whole thing. They are disgustingly resilient. Okay, so they obviously worship or are part of the god of Nurgle, and there's a good variety in the Nurgle Demons list. There's quite a lot of characters, some named characters. They do some cool things, and it's all about synergies. There's not really any shooting in there's not really any shooting in many of the demon armies. There's a little bit here and there, but very few. So it's mostly about close combat, and like I say, it's about synergies, characters, buffing the troops, and all that sort of thing. So yeah, you've got the Nurgle, which is all about spreading disease and pestilence and that sort of thing. And like I say, they're very hard to kill because you sort of shoot them and they all just sort of carry on zombie-like. So yeah, that's pretty much, they're hard to get rid of. That is what Nurgle Demons are all about, hard to get rid of. So we're moving on to the Slaanesh Demons. Slaanesh Demons are literally the opposite of Nurgle Demons. They're very squishy. They die very easy, but they can hit very hard. Slaanesh Demons have also just had, as of this video, over the past sort of few months, they've had some new releases. So they had a new Keeper of Secrets. They've got a Demon Prince, which is very good, and some other new units, mainly characters. And then some redone sort of themes and that sort of thing. So the Slaanesh Demon army is looking a lot better than it used to. It's now a bit more viable on the tabletop. So yeah, I myself have a Slaanesh Demon army, and so you should be seeing them on the channel. Maybe even there might be some Slaanesh Demon battle reports already, so you can go and check them out. But yeah, Slaanesh are all about excess and perfection and doing everything to the extreme. And Slaanesh as a god is said to be sort of half woman, half man. It's called the Dark Prince, but is often in a female form, or part female form. So yeah, very cool, and very different. So yeah, take a look at the models, which we should have up, and see if that's something you would like the look of. Next up is Khorne. It's all about blood for the blood god in Khorne. It's all about murder, killing people, taking skulls. So Khorne is, they actually do have a little bit of shooting, they have a little bit of artillery, but they don't have any psychers. So all the sort of demons as well, they all have a lot of, they usually are quite psych heavy. So they get lots of powers to buff their units, or to debuff their enemies, or just to throw out some mortal wounds. But Khorne don't have this. Obviously you can play Khorne with the others, so that they can, but if you're playing a pure Khorne demon list, they wouldn't have any psychers. So, but they make up for this with higher sort of strength and brutality when they charge, extra attacks, that sort of thing. And then we have Tzeentch, which are the most magically and psychic heavy out of them all. So they have their psychers can usually cast more powers and things like that. yeah, and they have like a lot of invulnerable saves, like a better invulnerable save quite often. But yeah, so Tzeentch are pretty good. But like I say, you can mix all of these together and come up with a really, really sort of powerful army, if you like. Usually Tzeentch and Nurgle mixed together in some combination is usually pretty good. Maybe with a bit of corn thrown in there just to do some killing. So that is basically the Demons Codex and all of the demons. So we would have gone through, obviously behind me, showing you what a few of those look like. So we're going to move on to the Traitor Legions. So these are the Space Marines that turned traitor in the Horus Heresy. I'm going to go through each one. I'm going to talk about the Primarch and yeah, see which ones you like the sound of. So first off, we have the Empress Children. Now the Empress Children are completely devoted to the god Slaanesh. They, above everything, they acquire perfection. Always trying to reach perfection. Their Primarch is Fulgrim. Fulgrim hasn't returned yet in 40k, but he is set to return anytime soon. And they say the Empress Children will get their own codex when he does return, or they should get one soon. So at the moment they're still in the Chaos Space Marine book, but I don't think it will be too long until they have their own codex. So, and they may get some new units or models. So you may want to hold off a little bit longer if you are thinking about collecting Empress Children. But you know, if you really want to do it, because I don't know when they're going to be brought out, you know, maybe just do it. But yeah, Empress Children are, it's all about perfection. They can be come across a bit arrogant. Fulgrim done some naughty things in the Heresy, killing one of his brother Primarchs, as we said earlier, or sorry, in the other video. But yeah, he killed Ferrus Manus, who was said to be his best friend. But it's sort of said that his sword done this because he had a demon sword. But he is now transformed into a demon prince, and they say he looks a bit snake-like, so probably has a big tail. But it'd be interesting to see when he does come out what his model looks like. I think it will look very cool. I also have Empress Children because obviously I collect the Slaanesh Demons, and then you can play Slaanesh Demons with Empress Children. It goes very, very well with the lore and with everything else. Obviously, the Empress Children, the Emperor named them that very early on before they were traitors. And that obviously kept the name. So then you have the Iron Warriors. Their Primarch is Perturabo. Perturabo is probably one of the most disliked Primarchs, I think, in 40k. I never really hear anyone say a good word about Perturabo. But yeah, the Iron Warriors, cool legion. They sort of think they came up with the Obliterators, which are very, very cool units. And yeah, they're sort of in the Chaos Space Marine Codex. They haven't got too much of their own flavour. They're taken from the same units as all the others, but they they do still have their own flavour, their own legion trait. Then we have the Night Lords. The Night Lords are similar to the Raven Guard from the Imperium. They're all about stealth. Their Primarch was Conrad Kurz. Conrad Kurz actually is dead. He foresaw his own death and let it happen. An assassin killed him. Not sure why, but this is what the law says. He let it happen. And the Night Lords are very cool. They've got a cool flavour to them. Sort of all about jumping in, lightning claws, and yeah, it's all about the stealth. So they've got some cool lore. Take a look into them. I think they're very good. We've got a couple of guys in our group who play Night Lords, and both armies, they look different, but both armies look very, very cool, so you can do some cool stuff with them. Next up is the World Eaters. Now, the World Eaters are, again, completely dedicated to Khorne. Now, they're in a very, very similar situation to the Empress Children. They are said to have a codex coming. We're not totally sure when, but probably within the next couple of years. And their Primarch is Angron. Now, the World Eaters are all about death and killing, exactly the same as Khorne demons. You know, they don't really have psychers. I mean, you can use psychers from other chapters, legions, sorry, and soup them together. But I think if you're a World Eaters player and you were quite a fluffy player and liked following the lore, you probably wouldn't have any psychers on the table with you. They do not like psychers. But now you have the Dark Apostles, which can use prayers. So it gets around that psyker thing for the fluff. So now you can use prayers. That's quite cool. So you can use them. Again, Angron is said to be coming back very soon with the Codex. We don't know when this is going to happen, but the World Eaters have the access to have Khorne Berserkers as their troop choice, and they are lethal in combat. They get to fight twice. And I should have said the Empress Children also have access to Noise Marines as their troops, which are pretty good for shooting and that sort of thing. They get to shoot when they die and things like that, so that's quite good. Okay, next up we are going to talk about the Word Bearers. Now, the Word Bearers are one of the most hated if you're a loyalist, because the Word Bearers are the ones that started the fall to chaos, as it said. Erebus, the first chaplain or captain, he basically turned Lorgar, who was the Primarch of the Word Bearers, and then turned Horus, or helped turn Horus to chaos. So the Word Bearers have a lot of lore. They very much wanted to worship the Emperor as a god, and the Emperor punished them for it. And I think this was in turn one of the things that made them turn to chaos. But yeah, very interesting lore. I think they're a cool legion. I'd like to see some like characters and stuff come out for them in 40k though. But yeah, take a look at the models, take a look into the lore. It's very, very interesting. The first couple of books in the Horus Heresy have Erebus in, along with Horus. It's very interesting. Then we have the Alpha Legion. Alpha Legion, again, very much about stealth. They have a similar thing to the Raven Guard, where they're sort of -1 to hit outside of 12 inches, which is a very good Legion trait. Their Primarch is Alfarius. Alfarius, no one really knows who Alfarius is. It's all a mystery. All the Space Marines will say they're the Alpha Legion Space Marines will say they're Alfarius. Yeah, it's very much shrouded in mystery. No one really knows what's going on with the Alpha Legion. Some people say that they're actually double agents and they're still loyal. Other people say they're not. So it's all very, very strange with the Alpha Legion. There was said to be two Primarchs, Omega and Alfarius, but Omega's meant to be dead. It's all very, like I say, it's all very, very much shrouded in mystery. I should have said as well, the Night Lords, not just stealthy, they're all about terror and scaring the opposition off of the board. They give a lot of -1 leaderships, whereas Alpha Legion are a little bit more stealthy and that sort of thing. Okay, so lastly in the Chaos Space Marine Codex is the Black Legion. Okay, the Black Legion are basically what the Sons of Horus used to be, or the Lunar Wolves. We're called Lunar Wolves. Now, then they were called Sons of Horus once Horus turned to chaos, and now they're called the Black Legion. And Abaddon, who was the first captain of the Sons of Horus, is now the leader. He's the War Master. He's taken the title of War Master after Horus got killed. So Horus was the Primarch, obviously, and now it is Abaddon. He's not the Primarch, but he is the War Master. So he often leads the Great Crusades, or the Black Crusades, sorry, not the Great Crusades, the Black Crusades. He is behind a lot of what Chaos do. He was behind the fall of Cadia. So yeah, Abaddon and the Black Legion are huge in the lore. Definitely have a read about them through the Horus Heresy. It's really, really interesting and brilliant. So make sure you have a look into them. And Abaddon's just had a new model, and the Chaos range in general for the Chaos Space Marines have had a lot of new models, a lot of new units. It's been really, really revamped, and it's very, very cool, and they're very good at the moment as well. But yeah, so we're going to move on to the Death Guard. The Death Guard have their own codex. Their Primarch is Mortarion. Mortarion is a demon prince, or demon Primarch, should I say. And he has actually returned. He is in Warhammer 40k, and you can get him as a model. Way behind me, he's a very, very good, very nice looking model as well. The Death Guard in general had quite a bit of a revamp. And they've had Plague Marines redone, and Blightlord Terminators, and Death Shroud Terminators, and they've got tanks, the crawlers, they've got the haulers, they've got the drones. There's loads of stuff for Death Guard, so it's a very good time to collect Death Guard. They worship Nurgle, so all of the other ones that I haven't said that worship a specific god, they are they are called what we call unaligned. So that means they just worship all of them or none of them. So Death Guard are very much tied into Nurgle, so they get the Disgustingly Resilient rule, which is very good, which makes them very tough, and they're also a higher toughness than normal, so they're very hard to get rid of. They're quite slow moving, but they just sort of move across the board, taking shots, and just keep going and keep going. They've got these cool troops called Poxwalkers, which can't run to morale. They're like zombies. They're very cool. It's a really nice flavour to this army. The fact that they've got their Demon Primarch back as well is very cool, and he's very hard. He can kill anything in the game, and he's difficult to get rid of. He's very cool. So we're going to move on to the last legion. It is the Thousand Sons. The Thousand Sons are a very psychic heavy legion. Their Demon Primarch is Magnus. He has also returned. So yes, 2 of the Demon Primarchs have returned. Magnus is very cool model again. He's massively powerful on the tabletop with his psychic and his magical abilities. If you like that sort of magical side of games and stuff like that, then definitely Thousand Sons will be for you. The troops are very good. They've got a great rule, which makes them harder to kill. They've also got very good weapons, which are a bit better than the average weapons of all the other legions. So yeah, they're very cool. Loads of stuff you can do with them with their psychic, buff them and make them better, and use that with stratagems and other things. And then you can bring the demons, the Tzeentch demons in with them, which, you know, go really well. Or you can put them with any other demons. At the moment, there's a lot of Ahriman, which is like the first captain. He is very much used alongside a couple of demon princes and then a load of noble plague bearers troops, which is a very strong list at the moment competitively. But yeah, Thousand Sons in general are very good. They've got some great lore, so have a look at them. Them and the Space Wolves hate each other. Literally hate each other. There's a lot of, in the lore, there's a big thing surrounding Magnus. You can read into it, research it. I'm not going to go into it, but basically some people think he did everything wrong. Some people say he did nothing wrong. So you'll have to make your own mind up about that, whether he did something wrong or not. You'll have to look into the lore. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the Chaos armies. Not so many as the Imperium, but still a nice flavour. Really go in, have a look at the all the different armies and the models and the lore, and find which ones you sort of from this video which you think, oh, I like the look of that, or I like the sound of that. And then do some more research, because at the end of the day, there's, you know, it's not a cheap hobby, and you don't want to be spending money and then realise actually you prefer the lore or models of a different army, but you can't really afford to buy that army because it's quite expensive. Do your research into it, have a look into it, have a look into the lore, look at all the models that are available for it, you know, on the GW website or your local gaming store website. Have a look to see how much they cost. Obviously, if you go to third-party stores in the UK, then you will get them cheaper. You can get them up to like 20% cheaper from third-party stores. So, you do off GW. So it's definitely worth worth looking and doing research and seeing which one tickles your fancy, which one you like the lore of, which one you like your models of. Look at to see how they play on the tabletop. There's loads of battle reports on YouTube. We do battle reports. There's loads of other channels that do battle reports. Go and have a look. Just search your army, whichever one you're interested in. Have a look to see how they play on the tabletop. Listen to what the YouTubers say afterwards to why the army didn't work or whether they think it's strong or not, depending on whether you want to play it competitively or not. But yeah, do your research and hopefully you'll love that army, you'll paint it, you'll build it, paint it, and you might even come up with your own lore for it. Like I say, there's lots of Renegade chapters as well, and we're not going to go into the Renegade chapters for Chaos because, again, there's a lot. There is some new rules out for some of the Renegade chapters in the new Chaos Space Marine Codex, which is sort of version 2 because they added a load to it. So you've got Renegade chapter rules in there as well, so take a look at them, research them. If you go onto Google and type in Renegade chapter rules, you'll see the new rules for each one or a snippet of the rules for each one. And have a look through. See if any of them maybe you want to do. I hope this has helped, and we will be moving on to the Xenos armies next. So there shouldn't be too long between each video coming out. So you might have to wait a few days for the Xenos one if you've only just watched this. Or if this has only just come out, but yeah, if not, have a search on our channel and you should find the Xenos one, the Imperium one, already being out. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and please give us a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, bye.